Chapter 5. Chuckles and Giggles. "Where's my daughter?" Peter asked, walking down the stairs. "Dunno," replied Bill, basting a chicken as Meow looked on. "Don't even think about it," he warned the cat as she licked one of her paws. "Where's my daughter?" Peter turned to Joe. "No idea." Joe continued watching the television. Peter frowned. He walked over next door. "Hey Tom, seen Beauty anywhere?" He walked into the Begley's kitchen. "No, have you seen Charlie?" Thomas replied, grabbing a pair of beers out of the fridge. "Nope. They're in trouble, aren't they?" "I'll bet." Belle jumped off the bus and landed on a roof. She had checked the strap of the backpack where the charge meter sat. Still had plenty of juice, but she had to be careful. She wandered around the city, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. Soon enough, she saw two young boys being chased by a pack of thugs. Chasing children? Seriously? She jumped down between the thugs and the boys. "Greetings, citizens. What seems to be the issue?" she asked. "Little brats. Father owes us money," one growled. "Oh?" Belle asked. "Move," another one stepped forward, "before we call Master Revolver." "And what exactly is he going to do?" Belle asked, folding her arms. The two boys quickly looked behind them gratefully before rushing on to the nearest bus. "Now they're gone. You're going to pay for this, missy," the first thug growled. Belle rolled her eyes behind her helmet. She pulled out the Lucky 7 gun to the gasps and shudders of the thugs. "Course I am." "Revolver's gun!" The thugs stepped back. "You really are in trouble." "Where is Revolver? Robbing an old lady somewhere?" Belle asked. Actually, yes, a couple streets over," the thug said, pointing in the direction of his boss. Belle immediately took off in the direction he pointed in, just in time to kick Master Revolver in the head and stop him from taking the poor woman's purse. "Why, thank you," the old lady breathed a sigh of relief. "Hold on to me, I'll get you out of here," Belle said, lifting the woman up and flying her away. "Come back here," Master Revolver yelled angrily. "You hide in here. I'm going to go deal with Mr. Grumpy Pants down there." Belle sat the woman up on a balcony next to a small family who had been watching the whole thing. She flew back over to Master Revolver, who shot at her with an old sawn-off shotgun. He missed. "Cop this, you flog," Belle cried, pulling out the Lucky 7 gun again and shooting the shotgun out of Master Revolver's hands. He growled, watching the young vigilante floating above him. How'd she come to have his gun? "You stuffed Revolver! You can't beat..." Suddenly the backpack gave out and Belle dropped to the ground, her fall being broken by some garbage. "You were saying?" Master Revolver grinned, advancing on her. Belle pointed the Lucky 7 gun at him. He laughed. "Go on, shoot me. I dare you to," he sneered. "A master's will never willingly take the life of another." Darn the code! Belle couldn't even bring herself to want to kill the man in front of her. Ever since she was little, the master's code had been drummed into her. She just couldn't shoot. "Just as I thought," Master Revolver grinned. He moved forward to attack, only to get smacked in the head with a poorly made nunchuck. "Sir Hyper," he growled. "Hi, how are ya?" Sir Hyper asked pleasantly. Belle used the cover to reach back and switch the backpack into charge mode. It would still be a long time before she could fly again. While it was charging, however, she could still kick some backside. She shot up and tackled Master Revolver to the ground before jumping up and running. Sir Hyper wasn't far behind her, and they both managed to escape before Master Revolver recovered. "That was nice how you saved that old lady," Sir Hyper said as they walked down a neutral street. Both were relieved to have escaped so easily. "I try," Belle grinned underneath her helmet. "Anyway, I need to go and find the rest of the order. Would you like to come with me?" Sir Hyper looked at his watch. It was a big watch with lots of lights on it. "No thanks, I need to get Revolver arrested," Belle replied. Okay then. If you like, I can get the rest of the order and we can help." He looked up at her expectantly. "That'd be nice, thank you." Belle smiled, happy to have some backup. "Hold it." The pair spun around. The other masked vigilante was back, the lion's claw blade strapped to his back. Belle marvelled at its size. It was almost as tall as her. It's not safe to go after a revolver. You should know better, Sir Hyper. The disguised Charlie told them off. Belle scowled. I don't know who you are, but you can't tell me what to do, she snapped. Sir Hyper looked worriedly between the pair. I'm going to go get the rest of the order. You guys stay here. He bolted. The pair stared at each other, neither recognising the other. You're just going to get yourself killed, Charlie warned. Yeah, like you're not in danger yourself, Chuckles. Belle snapped back. Chuckles, huh? Bet you're just a bag of giggles. Go home, Charlie fought back. Chuckles and Giggles, eh? Either way, you're both going to pay for getting in my road. The pair spun around. Master Revolver had returned with 5 of his best henchmen, which really isn't saying much since henchman equals cannon fodder, but I digress. You're going down, Revolver. Belle readied herself for a fight. Charlie drew the lion's claw blade. Huh, 2 of you, huh? Against the might of the Death Valley gang? Master Revolver grinned as 2 shots rung out. They barely missed the 2 heroes who bolted and hid. Damn him, Charlie groaned. He has snipers. We're doomed. Might as well give up now. Belle flopped down, dejected. This certainly hadn't been her brightest idea. I wouldn't say that yet, Giggles. I have a bit of magic on me, Charlie grinned. Belle rolled her eyes. I'm serious. If I go out there right now and fight, I'd win. Instantly. Chill it, Chuckles. You'd be dead within seconds if you didn't take out either of the henchmen or the snipers first, Belle told him. There's an unfinished wall over there, and one blast from one of those snipers, it will all come down over the henchmen, Charlie pointed out. Yeah, and the chances of that happening are slim to... Whoa, wait! Belle cried as Charlie ran out. Almost immediately the shots started. Belle could see one of the snipers from where she was. He was up on top of a building nearby and was too focused on Charlie to pay any attention to her. A sudden beep told her that the backpack had collected enough carbon dioxide to power her for another 10 minutes. She looked up at the sniper. Taking off as quietly as she could, she crept up behind the sniper and kicked the rifle he had off the building. He threw his hands up as Belle pointed the Lucky 7 gun at him. She saw a cable nearby and used it to tie his hands together. Meanwhile, Charlie's plan had worked. The wall had been hit and the bricks showered down on the henchmen. One managed to escape, but his weapon was quickly shot out of his hands by Belle. Charlie then went after the other sniper, who had been on ground level, while Belle went after Master Revolver. So, you can fly again, he growled at her as she hovered maddeningly overhead. Yep, give up now? She asked cheekily. No. Master Revolver was about to pull out another handgun when red and blue lights flooded the area. Master Revolver was busted. Belle quickly flew away from the scene, heading back to the tip. It was lucky that the stupid plan had worked, even though it defied all logic. Belle stopped in midair. Defied logic? Dumb luck? That wasn't magic at all. That was the improbability clause. Chuckles was none other than her best friend, Charlie Begley. And sure enough, when she got back to the tip, she saw Chuckles taking off his disguise. So, Chuckles, how long have you been keeping secrets from your best friend of 10 years? Belle fumed. Charlie spun around. Giggles was standing there, and even though he couldn't see her face, her body language was enough to let anyone know that she was furious. Belle, he asked, you're Giggles? Giggles pulled off her helmet, and there stood Belle Masters. Well, I would let you on putting yourself in danger, but it would probably be a tad hypocritical at this point. Charlie stared, dumbfounded. Really? Belle snapped. She then giggled. Charlie shook his head, but he too chuckled. Our plan to get rid of the Death Valley gang and the mobsters of Miss Neach worked, he laughed. Yeah, and for a while, we're safe. Belle grabbed his hands and the pair danced around in circles. Peter Masters wasn't a strict father. He had his expectations of Belle for certain, but he knew it was up to her to choose her own path. He was just there to teach her the skills that she needed to survive and thrive. He rarely scolded her, preferring to talk to her and show her what he expected. So when Meow, Bill, and Joe saw how absolutely livid he was, they all remained as silent as humanly and felinely possible. A news crew had captured the whole scene, and it hadn't taken Peter Masters long to notice the backpack and the improbability clause. "Hello, Belle," Peter said as Belle walked in the front door later that night. Belle froze. A fear like no other gripped her. Her beloved father only ever called her Belle when she was in very big trouble. "Hi, Daddy." Belle tried to smile politely. It failed. "Giggles, hey?" Peter narrowed his eyes at her. Meow, Bill, and Joe cringed. "Yeah, pretty different, hey?" Belle tried to joke her way out of the impending doom. "And that revolver, that was pretty snazzy." Peter continued the onslaught. I found it," Belle stammered. Bill gently picked up Meow and was about to follow Joe out when he felt his older brother's glare on his back. "Get back here now." Meanwhile, Thomas was ripping shreds off Charlie. "You could have been killed! You could have gotten Belle killed! You could have both been arrested!" Thomas roared. The twins grinned approvingly up at their older brother. "You rock, Charlie," Izzy clapped her hands. "You're a hero, Charlie." Lizzie hugged him. "You two get the hell out of here," Thomas thundered. "Geez, temper much?" Lizzie gave her father a filthy look. "Sorry for looking on the positive side." Izzy followed her sister out of the room. Wolf, who had been asleep on the floor, followed the two sisters out, also giving his master a reproachful look. Both Belle and Charlie were grounded for the rest of their lives and the next. It was late when they finally got to bed, both exhausted from the day's events. "Hey, Charlie," Belle called out softly. Charlie was about to lie down when he heard her call through the window. "Hey, Belle, how much trouble you get into?" Charlie called back. "My life is over. How about you?" Belle replied. Charlie groaned. "Me too." He sighed. Get to bed, you two!" They heard Peter yell from downstairs. "Do you mind, Masters?" Mr. Jones replied loudly from his bedroom. "Shut up, Jones!" was the cry from both the Begleys and the Masters. Charlie grinned at Belle. He grinned back. "Good night, Chuckles." "Good night, Giggles." Little Shaney here would just like you to hit the subscribe button and like this video if you enjoyed it. She also wants you to go to chucklesandgiggles.com and read the story and join our Discord server and look at the comic. And she also wants you to have a great day. See ya.